Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Auto Dealer News Game Face Monday. I'm Jean Fontana, filling in for Arthur early again today. He's not making this a habit. He's just out there with some dealers. I think today's topic, Richie, you wanted to talk about appointment setting and the impact you've seen with people currently using outside BDC companies for setting appointments. What's going on in the market, Rich?
Well, as you know, that we've been in the market close to 5 weeks. So we've seen a trend here. Dealers that are using the virtual BDC when they're buying leads for appointments, and there's a lot of stores in this market, in the Florida market, that actually use a lot of lead gen. And what they've noticed is using these services is really being very helpful.
So you mean, is that on top of what they're doing?
Yes. What happens is they're not using their BDC. Like there's a store in Daytona that uses virtual BDC, which is e-leads. They're being very successful. There's stores out in the Orlando area, about 8 or 9 of them, that are using the virtual BDC and are being very successful. So that being said, in the last 5 weeks, we have come up with a program, right, where we can sell them appointments instead of leads. Because dealers, when you sell them leads and the leads don't show up with all the data we have, they start, oh, this, that, so you know what? Let's sell them appointments.
Okay, so like, do the numbers with me. Like, how does that work? I mean, like, selling appointments, that must take a lot from.
Yes. So you can buy 100 appointments versus 100 leads. The cost is a little bit more. So if you want more information, DM me. So we have a platform automated that drives your customers to your showroom. Okay, if you're interested in that program, and there's a lot of lead gen that they go on Facebook and they charge you per the lead, then they do this. I mean, we do it, everything, we do a one-time, it's a one-stop.
They walk in the door.
They walk in the door, correct. They walk in the door with and that's what you're paying for. You're paying for the appointment. So we have appointments, we have leads, we have chat leads, we have test drive leads.
VIN specific.
So we have all these things of the lead gen, okay, wrapped around our site. That's really only leads, okay? That's it.
When we talked about when we have a BDC guy, he normally gets in about 50% of the people that make appointments. Now, I'm not talking about the lead to appointment ratios. I'm talking about when they actually get an appointment set, 50% shows. And we know that out of 100, 30% are closing. So how can we help the dealer with appointment setting? How is it going to improve those numbers? How does it work?
Well, because the dealer has a lot of effort and time getting a customer that's a lead in the door. They have their employees that are always following up, all this. We're taking that away, okay, from the dealer, and now we're putting it in appointments. So that customer comes to the showroom. So this is what happens. We know that dealers are really good when they have one-on-one, that customer in the showroom. They really know how to sell cars. That's what they're good at. They're not good as marketers. They're not good at any of that field, right? They're not even good appointment setting, okay, because it's repetitious what you got to do in BDC and follow up. Some stores are really good and some stores are not. That's why a lot of dealerships out here use the virtual BDC process, right? So just to let everybody know, that's one of the things that helps a dealership is get that appointment in the door and just focus on closing that customer. Now, in the last 4 years in Arizona, we have a building with a phone room, okay? And we have a site. It's been 4 years. We're revamping that site. We've had a phone room for other things that we use for our company, right? So now we're going to activate that phone room, that virtual BDC phone room, and we partner up with somebody that we're about to make an announcement when we get to Arizona. And we are doing
we're using your
virtual.
headquarters.
Yeah, so we're using a virtual BDC also, but as of right now, we have the capability of appointment setting leads. Okay.
So wait. So now we have VIN-specific inventory leads. We have test drive leads. We have trade-in leads. We have private party leads. And we have chat leads too. And on top of that, now there's a category that you're providing appointments.
Appointment leads. So you can buy 100 appointment leads. Customers will show up. Okay. That's 100 of them. Okay. So everybody understands in the car business that for you to do 100 appointment shows, we have to generate a lot more leads than that. So we're taking the risk, right, of driving these appointments to your dealership. No risk to the dealership with automation marketing, right? And with our process. So now we have that capability. So dealers DM me. And you know, Gene, I wanted to tell you something. I'm seeing tremendous amount of numbers out here in Florida. I mean, I was on the phone with one of our customers on Sunday. He had tremendous results. I mean, what he's doing, he's unbelievable what he's doing. And a little bit of ShopSmart, but a lot more with what his process is. Okay. This store and this organization is really setting the numbers. I think he's number 5 in the country. Wow. In his dealership. I had a talk with him Sunday. And he was talking to me about some things they're changing. They let go of their advertising company, and they're in the process of hiring another advertising company. They're killed their digital, and they're going into fully, not just with me, with a lot of other vendors are going into leads, because it's what he's saying, you know, the risk factor of me getting leads is much less than spending $30,000 or $40,000. And now with this appointment thing, he's going to be one of our first customers that's going to try the appointment leads because he's very interested in that. He's a dealer that does not have a BDC. He's a virtual BDC in his group, in his entire group. So it's something to really is what I'm seeing, what they're going through now. And there's a lot of solutions out there right now, the Facebook solution and all that, which is great solutions. The difference between our solution and Facebook is we give you VIN specific. So when that customer walks into the showroom, they're on that car.
Yeah, that's the thing that I think really makes most of our dealers really very happy. At first they say, like, you have our inventory. Yeah, well, we have the whole country's inventory.
Right.
But when we're driving those drivers right to a specific car, it really helps that conversion rate, and it's really been doing very well. It's something to be proud of, and I think that's just one of so many of the things now. And I love the fact that you have the test drive leads and the trade-in leads. So, I mean, how effective do you think those will be just as effective, or?
Yeah, well, we have the trade-in leads from Kelly Blue Book on your inventory. We have the new car leads, the used car leads. We have the chat leads. But the biggest, I mean, really, I mean, you guys, there's a lot of solutions out there with digital marketing and all that. A Honda Accord, customer comes in on a Honda Accord versus a customer comes in on a Honda Accord with the stock number and with the VIN number. And in our site, we have payments also. So they attach the payment to that car. Basically, like you have the whole structure of a deal. They ran the payment. That payment's out on our inventory. So that payment is right on your dashboard with the payment they ran. So it has tremendous value when you see a lead come in on your own dashboard with a payment, make, model, and term. Okay. And now that customer gives us a lead and we ship that lead to you. It's a really big thing. It's basically like desking a deal right online with a lot of different technologies we have. So you're desking a deal right online. That lead is attached to that, not just a name, phone number, and email. It's the name, phone number, email, address. When are they in the market for a car? What's their time frame?
Are they financing? How's
their credit? Because we asked credit. We don't run credit. We just ask them. Are they going to lease or finance? So all these things here, when they run that payment, you see that payment right there. So it's a very big thing. The rebates will be on the site within the next 24 or 48 hours. And Gene, you know, I got really good news. Say, as you know, we've been working on the mobile app.
Yes.
So the mobile app is on target for the 10th of February. It's already in Apple and they're reviewing it. And Google is already approved. But our app is going to be available in all tablets, in all mobile devices, and also it's going to be on Mac and Windows app store. So you're going to be able to download that app everywhere. It ain't just going to be for the phone. It's going to be for everything. You can download that app everywhere. So, and it's going to have all your inventory.
Can I ask you a quick couple of questions on the program itself? When we talk about our dashboard and our analytics, can we, maybe not this show, maybe not, but maybe another show, show the dealers the type of analytics that they'll see, first of all, on their entire inventory, not just the opportunities that you present, right? Not just the leads that ShopSmart presents, but on their entire inventory. But what is coming with that dashboard that we can hope to see?
I'm glad you brought that up, Gene. So anyway, here's what we're doing. We're tracking those. So we know that Experian tracks your Social Security and your credit, right? Well, guess what? We're tracking your VIN number. Now, what does that mean to you? That means that when you sell, when we don't see the inventory there, we're tracking that VIN number and we know where that car is getting traded. For an example, we know that Carvana is eating CarMax market share. I have the report in my inbox. We know that the last year and a half, they got over 800 customers that got delivered a year and a half ago from this. So we're tracking the VIN number. Now, what does that tell a dealership? It tells them their retention. Okay, so we all know the customer became a customer in your store, right? The customer stays in your store up to one department, your service department. That's where you're retaining your customers. If that customer is happy in your service department, it doesn't really matter the sales process. The service department is the buffer. of keeping that customer and coming back. As you know, Gene, you were a Mercedes customer.
1993 until this year when
Right.
you
And
put
you
me in
bought
the
it.
Suburban.
Right. And you bought it in one store.
One store, except for one time because I had a client that took me away for 2 years, but I returned immediately to the same person at the same location.
Right.
And I did all my service there.
That happens to be Smithtown Mercedes.
Right.
Okay. Why? That store has tremendous retention. If you know anything about the Pizzettas, they have tremendous retention. Not only, how do you retain customers? By retaining your employees. The average employee is 20 years plus.
First name basis, Tony, Jeff.
Right.
You feel when you walk in that you're safe, and you can trust that there's not going to be any make-believe pricing, and they really take care of the car. They return the car in better shape than you drove it in, and that's really what's the most important, I think. And if service is the second biggest profit center by just 2%, we should be looking at that 48% of what we do is service.
Right. And the biggest thing is you're retaining your customers in
Right.
service. So when we look at these VID numbers and we're tracking them and we have enough data about VID numbers, I would like to do our next show. I want to go on digital retail. I want to invite Jean if she has the time to do this with us. I have the spreadsheet with the data that I want to put up. All right. So everybody understands what we have is leads. Yes. But we also have data. We've been selling data now for the last 3 or 4 months to digital platforms that use that data. Our partner, Michael Onhai in Arizona, we have data warehouses. So that's what we do. That's what he does anyway. He's a very big data.
Well, that's bringing us back to that BDC call center that we're putting in. We're going in there. We're going there in about a week or two. We want to really hear from the dealers and what they think about it before you put in another whole bunch of money into something that everything else is working fine. We know that the VIN specific are working. We know that all the others are working. So now this is a wonderful thing to step it up and over. Because why? Because we know that with the search engine, the data that you have available, you're going to bring it in at a cost that's going to make it appealing to the dealer not to impose that cost upon themselves. And that's really, and then the proof of performance. So with a little bit of trust and about 2 weeks, you could really test this. Is this on a per appointment basis, or is it you have to buy a block of appointments?
You have to buy like a block of appointments. We're thinking about this BDC thing. We're going to put a pay plan in place for dealers. Good. We got a partner in this BDC. It's just really a professional, really knows what they're doing, and they have a great team. And we're going to be using our Arizona building over there. And, it doesn't matter because they can go virtual anyway. But the thing with the building is we have the technology in there. As people know, I was traveling there 3 years ago, back and forth to our building, setting up things in the building and all that. My good friend Dominic was traveling with me for that full year, and he saw that phone room. We built that phone room. We bought all kinds of technology and all that, and we decided to table it because we had a plan. It's about the strategy and the plan, Gene. And I know you're a strategist, but sometimes you come up with something and you plan it for this opportunity. Right. We knew.
Leaving the door open.
Right. We knew back 5 years ago, since we built the Institute, that we were going to get into this field. We just didn't say anything to anybody, but we had to build our infrastructure first, because without that infrastructure, you can't do Shop Smart. You need infrastructure about process, and you need infrastructure of technology, and you need infrastructure of corporations, So that's what we did. And it took us quite some time. When I started Shop Smart, I didn't really tell anybody. in my circle or people that came in my circle what we really were planning. Because we didn't want to say the blueprint, just like, Gene, you've heard me say this, right? The social media spin,
Yeah.
right? So the social media spin, people say what they're doing and how great it is, but nobody really gives you the blueprint. Well, guess what? I'm not just saying what we're doing. I'm giving you the blueprint. I'm giving you the exact entire blueprint of it. A virtual BDC, data that we're selling, tracking the VIN numbers, okay? All that is technology infrastructure that's costly, okay? So I'm giving you the blueprint. I'm giving you all the knowledge. And I want to do a live show with you, if it's okay, on Friday on Digital Retail to go over this data.
I think it's important, too, that we see all of the features again of the program, because I mean, when you think about it, I don't think that ShopSmart's going to sell more than 60 or 80 of the cars a month that the dealer has on the lot. But the cost that you're bringing them in on it, at $250 a hit is really helping them average out there, really giving them a good ROI. So whatever way we can provide something for the dealer, we're here for them. It goes from a traditional all the way up to an appointment. And I think that's commendable. And I really think that that's the solution. And what I really like is how the consumers are coming on. Some of the numbers that you're telling me of people that are coming in every single day, unique visitors, thousands and thousands of unique visitors a day, every single day are coming in and going to inventory. And we're turning that into an opportunity for the dealers. And I think that's great.
And listen, guys, I mean, honestly, I want to sell leads. I want to sell all this, but we build ShopSmart for really the data. Okay. We make more money on data than on any other products. We're really into it for the data part. So it doesn't really matter, dealers. We have your information. It doesn't matter whether you do it or not. We're making our dollars and cents are being into the data. I want to make an announcement. We're going to have a platform that's going to be online by March that you can buy all the data right on this platform. You pick what you want, you buy the data, and you pay for it there. And that's it. We're driving dealers. We have a lot of groups already buying this data from us. And that's it. And that being said, I'm going to put one more video up, a presentation of ShopSmart. ahead. So,
Hey,
Gene, let me ask you. I saw the video ROI, ROA. Tell me what an ROA is.
well, you know what it is, Richie. It's what is it on? It's on the assets.
Right.
What is an ROI? I is for investment, return on your investment, and ROA is return on your asset. So you hit them with what that means.
Okay, so you have inventory, okay, and your asset is your inventory. Your asset's also the blue sky, right? So when you're not selling a lot of cars, and your average days is 160, which 42% of the dealers are way high, right? Now you're not paying attention to your ROA, okay? So, and also you're not turning your inventory. Your financial statement doesn't look healthy. So your franchise value is not going up, it's spiraling down. The only way that your blue sky and franchise is worth money is based on your turn, your profitability, your net profitability, and your gross profitability. And then the whole analytical part comes in. Okay, so what's the potential? Are they running full plant potential? They should be delivering 350 cars. They're only delivering 150. We still have a buyer for the store, but that buyer is not going to give you the top dollar because that buyer says that's the potential. I'm going to buy that store and make it into that. A real organization does that. How we know that is because one of my partners for the last 20 plus years, his name's Tom Hearn. He's got a brokerage company that he buys and sells dealerships. Okay, that's what he does. Hearn and Associate. So we know what we got to look for, and especially Mr. Hearn, he knows exactly what to look for. So we have that in our wheelhouse. So that's data that we have. So all we got to go is into a store and see what they're delivering and what the potential is of the market. Therefore, we'll right away know that that store needs help. Okay. So that being said, it's about that intel that you have in the business. It's the people you know that are your partners, and that's what we do.
That's a very important component of the algorithm of success or formulas for success with a dealership, if you can review that data.
Right. So you got a financial statement. So you're carrying 150 cars and you're delivering 30 cars. Really? You got bad cash flow. Okay. So now you got a problem. So what this does, this lead generation in a lot of different areas, it's giving you, the dealer, the opportunity to move that needle and maximize your market. If you don't know how to do it, okay, use this product to enhance your dealership. Now, let's talk about something very important here. You buy 100 leads, you're increasing your productivity. You're putting your people to work. Now you can sit down and question them. What's going on with this, with this, with this,
Right.
and with this? Now you're putting the burden on them.
Inspect what you expect.
Right. You're telling them, I got you the leads. Why ain't you doing it?
Why aren't you moving this?
So now you can identify what's dead wood and what's not dead wood. That's another thing that getting leads into your store puts them at ease. Now, here's the excuse I hear. That customer that I got on Facebook, yes, Facebook costs $6, $7 a lead. They're saying blah, blah, but I can't, they didn't want that car. I put them all over the lot and I couldn't sell them the car because they had a budget in mind. We didn't have that car for them. Oh, really? I'm so glad you brought that up because our leads come with VIN specific. They're picking that car. Okay, so we don't have that problem. I was on the phone with a ad agency about 3 weeks ago, and they said, listen, we generate a lot of leads. I mean, our return is XYZ. We don't really care because it's so cheap. And he said, okay, that's their problem. We just sell the leads. Gene, you talk to these people more than I did,
Yep.
right? Explain what happened with that conversation.
Well, what we found is that a lot of the agencies are receptive to the support, and a lot of the agencies are afraid of giving up the ghost. So what we've done is we've become behind the scenes with the agencies so that they have the power with the dealer, because that's their biggest concern. And I think the shared revenue that we give them, I mean, we don't charge a penny more or a penny less to anyone, but we're taking care of them financially, so they shouldn't feel uncomfortable bringing us in. The thing that I did get from a couple is the average closing rate and the conversion rate on, if they do third party, some of them don't do third party, some of them just do traditional, and then the dealer buys this type of product separately from the ad agency. But when they do, and when they are involved with the leads, they're talking about, when they get an appointment, only 35% showing up of the appointments. When they get an appointment, only 35%. We're going through a lot of stuff to get to these appointments, and a lot of wasted time and money. And that their closing or their conversion is between 6 and 8% if they're lucky. Not everyone, but the top was 6 to 8%. Now, a lot of people are going to tout 14% and this, that, and the other thing, but it's not. It's impossible based on the numbers and the cost that they're spending against how many cars they're actually delivering. I mean, if you spend $4,000 and you got 6 deals out of the bucket, you don't have to be a genius to divide 6 into $4,800 and know that you're spending $800 a car. You don't have to be a scientist. So with ShopSmart delivering at $250 a car, the dealer principals are really happy. When you look at the BDC level that some of these agencies are dealing with, they're dealing with all of that. You're going to make it easier for them because you're giving them one dashboard where they can apply all of this information. It's a big help. So yes, they're receptive. They're cautious. They have to respect their client and their revenue. They don't want to give up budget money. But we're showing them that we're working with them as a team, and they have to work the client. They have to work with the client. All we are is the product. We're not the agency of record. So we've had very good reception. And what also comes to mind is that that's what happens with dealer groups, because once we speak with the BDC people and the internet people, get past that wave and that front, and they see the value. It's not a takeover. It's a piece of the pie. It's a piece of the puzzle that's going to help the overall average come down. The training isn't exclusive to us. The training can be used for any third party. You're helping them with the entire soup to nuts. And then of course, the conversion this high has the larger chain's interest. And we're testing now in 1 or 2 of stores, which will bring us out in some cases to as many as 50 stores. So I look forward to that, Richie. I really do.
And you know what, Gene, thanks a lot for that input, because Gene deals with a lot of agencies. So if you're an agency and you're watching us, and we all know that, I'm with the agencies and all that, just reach out to Gene. And by the way, guys, it's all about the mindset. Increase your productivity. And by the way, when you're out doing B2B, there's a sales cycle. 4 to 5 weeks, could be 6 weeks. Here's the whole situation. You need funding to be in business, right? Because there is a sales cycle. It ain't like when somebody walks in and wants a car. You have to build that relationship, the trust relationship, and then you have to move forward, and that's how you convert. So those guys that are out there on the road for ShopSmart, understand it's all about relationship first. It ain't like I just go out there and just put a deal together. I don't say when I go out there how hard it gets, and I've been waiting 7 to 8 weeks, because it goes up the corporate ladder. And then in the corporate ladder, there's always a person that says no. and now you got to rework it and all that. So
but it's coming in and the
it
conversions
always
there.
right.
So
It always
no
comes in,
sweat.
and it doesn't really matter because we have a slew of products that there's no reason why people can't make a living. So if you're looking for an opportunity, if you know data, if you're a guy out there that knows a little bit about data science and you want to come in and sell our data, please email us. Okay, Richie Bello, RIchie Bello at shopsmartautos.com. If you want to sell these, or you want to see if it even works for you, email us. We have a whole team that it's a human resource and they go into it. It's run by David Castillo. His email is David at shopsmartautos.com. David is a U.S. veteran. That's what he does for other companies. We got lucky enough that G knew David and we were able to bring him in to ShopSmart.
It's a really, really wonderful person for people who are coming into the company to have an understanding of our product and how we compensate for the help and for the effort.
And I want to invite David to our show, probably in the digital retail, to go over his position there so people get to know him and reach out to him. He's the guy that puts everything together. If you want to get an opportunity and you want to come over to ShopSmart, let us know. Thank you so much, Gene. Especially thanks to you, because Arthur's on the road and you picked up right away. We were able to put you in the seats. I'm really no good if I don't have somebody
I'd
next
rather
to me.
him on the road, okay? But don't make it a habit, Arthur.
All right, guys. Have a lovely day and take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.